In here, we'll be looking at the biochemical structures of two important uh, components in the body. All right, I'll be looking at the structure and functions of what folic acid and leucovorin. Okay, folic acid and the leucovorin. Okay, basically all of them are like types of vitamin B9. Okay, which are useful in the body. So I'll be looking at their functions and their structures. Okay, that is Leucovorin structure. So let's go into this lecture. Let's make it lively. Structures and functions of what? Uh, Folic acid and what? Leucovorin. So on our screen here are the foods that are high in folate. These are like natural sources for folate, okay? And on our right hand side, you could see the structure of folic acid having pteridine ring, para-aminobenzoic acid, and the glutamic acid. Okay, so let's talk about this folic acid a bit. And we said that folic acid is composed of three subunits. That's the pteridine ring, the para-aminobenzoic acid, and 1 to 5 glutamic acid residues. Okay, so like the mnemonics for this will be PPG. Okay, PPG, pteridine ring, para-aminobenzoic acid, and the glutamic acid. Okay, so folic acid now. Folic acid typically occurs in diets in a polyglutamate form. Okay, now this polyglutamate form cannot be absorbed, so it needs to be converted to another form now. Now, this polyglutamate form needs to be converted to the monoglutamate form for absorption. Okay, so most of the folate is absorbed in the proximal portions of the small intestines and is transported to the tissues by binding to a plasma binding protein. So folic acid requires what? Reduction by an enzyme called the dihydrofolate reductase. Okay, so now it will reduce folic acid to the active form or active metabolite, which is called what? The methyl tetrahydrofolate. That's after it is being absorbed. So the monoglutamine is being absorbed and is being what? Methylated to the methyl tetrahydrofolate by the enzyme dihydrofolate reductase. Okay, so moving now, these are the functions of folate. It helps our cells to grow and multiply. Um, it helps to form the red blood cells. That's why when you're having folic acid deficiency, you're having megaloblastic anemia. Then it also helps to form our genetic material as the DNA and the RNA synthesis. It keeps the healthy functions of your brain and nervous system. It supports brain development during what? Pregnancy and infancy. It balances levels of what? Homocysteines in the blood. So about this leucovorin now. Let's talk about leucovorin. Leucovorin is basically like a supplement, a drug. Okay, leucovorin calcium. So this leucovorin is a racemic mixture of what? D and L stereoisomers of 5-methyl tetrahydrofolic acid. Okay. Now it does not require the metabolism by dihydrofolate reductase. The cofactors of folic acid provide what? Single carbon groups for transfer of various acceptors and are essential for the biosynthesis of what? Purines and pyrimidine deoxythioamidylate. Now, a deficiency in folic acid results in what? Impaired DNA synthesis. Mitotically active tissues such as what? Erythroid tissues are markedly affected. Okay, so we're done talking about the two structures now. Uh, Structure for what? Folic acid, and this is what? The structure for leucovorin. Okay, let's have and like summary of the lecture. All right, like the ending of the lecture, conclusion of the lecture. Okay, so catabolism and excretion of vitamin B9, that's the folic acid and the leucovorin, they are more rapid than that of vitamin B12. So hepatic reserves are sufficient for only 1 to 3 months, right? So folic acid and leucovorin are usually administered orally through the oral route of drug administration. Basically, you want to treat vitamin B9 deficiency or so. So folic acid is used to correct what? Dietary insufficiency, right? Deficiency. It's commonly observed in elderly as a supplement. It can also be used as a supplement during pregnancy because during pregnancy there's increased physiologic demand. Okay, and you want to use this in pregnancy to decrease the risk of what? Neural tube defects like what? Spinal bifida, cranium bifida. It can also be used during lactation because also during lactation there's increased physiologic demand, and also in cases of a rapid cell turnover, all right, such as what? Hemolytic anemia too. So leucovorin may be used to reverse the effect of folate antagonists, like some drug that are against folate in the body, like what? Methotrexate, pyrimethamine, and trimethoprim. Okay, that's it about what? Structure and functions of what? Folic acid and leucovorins in the body. So see you guys in the next lecture.